It's a request to all the viewers to recite Root Park with me upon our last Holy Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him. Allahumma salli ala Muhammadin wa ala ali Muhammad, kama sallaita ala Ibrahima wa ala ali Ibrahima innaka Hamidum Majid. Allahumma barik ala Muhammadin wa ala ali Muhammad, kama barakta ala Ibrahima wa ala ali Ibrahima innaka Hamidum Majid. Today we will learn about Surah Al Anfaal. Surah Al Anfaal revealed in Sun 2003. In Surah Al Anfaal, Battle of Badr discussed and introduction of battle between Islam and Kuffar is given. In Surah Al Anfaal, Muslims fought for Islam and brotherhood between them, and also the obedience of Allah and His Prophet. So in Surah Al Anfaal, the obedience of Allah and Prophet is taught and advised for Muslims. They should feel proud as a nation belongs to Hazrat Ibrahim, and the center worshipped Qibla, which is built by Hazrat Ibrahim. So they were liable to do worship advised by Allah and can offer their prayers toward Qibla. They were the defenders of Qibla, so that Allah given its protection to Muslims, and the Quraysh, which were the authoritative at that time, they were not liable for this defense. Earlier in Quraysh were the persons who used this place, but they were not capable for this post. That's why they were not having the power, they were not having the ability to be placed there. Muslims worshipped before the revelation of Surah Al Anfaal in the earlier past times. So Surah Al Anfaal and Surah Al Anfaal was revealed later, before Surah Anam and Surah Al Araf revealed. Quraysh declared non-Muslims as non-believers, but Muslims have those Muslims who were having some weak kind of belief on Allah, they were in the cunningness of Quraysh. So belief, deed and manners are taught in Surah Anfal. Now in Surah, Muslims are the subject to address to make them better attractive in Islam, so that they can feel attraction in Islam. In the very start of Surah, the weak believed manners, weak believed manners of Islam are discussed. Muslims who were having low level of belief in Islam, they are addressed how they should be have faith on God and Prophet orders. Allah made address at these weak kind of Muslims in this Surah Al Anfal. So Allah has pointed out the unseen powers given by Allah to the Muslims in the battle, in the Badr battleground, so Muslims can feel enhancement in their courage. We will discuss about each ayah briefly. From ayah 1 to 4, it is addressed to the Muslims, that weak natured Muslims who were having low level of belief on Allah should not have any doubts about the greatness of Allah, and they should have fears in their hearts about Allah. The relationship between them should be strong, and it should be have unity and faith among Muslims. Qualities are mentioned and promise for the reward by Allah. In ayah 5 to 8, weak-natured Muslims, another weakness pointed out when they which they faced enemies made as a target to attack on the Prophet's trading luggage so that they can be declared as innocent, but weak natured belief Muslims felt frightened from enemies. At the time, Allah advised them, do not have fear. In the battlefield, they will be the winner, because Allah sent unseen powers who were the angels, who were not visible, but they helped them Muslims in the winningness of battle. In Ayah 9 to 4, from the enforcement of Muslims, Allah pointed out unseen powers from Allah like angels in the Badr field. Allah helped them with the thousands of angels in response to their prayer for Allah in battlefield, and Allah will console them by comfort, sleep, and from the rain from the sky, so that they can have the solution of their problems. And angels were having instructions by Allah, that is in the battlefield Muslims should not boost their courage, and with the non-believers they should have comfort in their minds that Allah is with them. In Ayah 15 to 18, from unseen powers, Muslims are encouraged that they should not show their backs in the battle to the enemies, that they should dare to call enemies as came in field of competition with other enemies, so otherwise Allah can become angry with them. Do not think over what was happened in past, just look forward. Next time Allah will be with them and not with the non-believers. In ayah number 19, Quraysh warned by Allah that they were on the viewpoint that in the battle whosoever wins, that party will be considered as winner. So Muslims have seen that the winner was they were the winners, so it will be better for now. Do not dare for any more cleverness. Do not show any cleverness with the Muslims as crash. Soldiers are not for on the backs of Muslims, but Allah was with them to support them, because Muslims were having low number of soldiers. In ayah number 20 to 24, Muslims are advised that they should not work with the combination of enemies. They should have faith and show full enthusiasm on Allah and Prophet. In the presence of Prophet, do not go beyond his orders. Also behave like true Muslims, not like having low level of belief on Allah. And the behavior of Yahud are discussed by Allah, that they said we are with Allah, but in their hearts they said we are not with Allah. Allah knows their hearts feelings, so Allah said that come to the Islam wholeheartedly. In ayah number 24 to 26, Muslim warned by Holy Prophet that you should act upon Holy Prophet's instructions, because these are instructions are given by Allah. So Prophet is appointed by Allah. Just give value to his preachings and say labbaik on his call. If you should still show your weaknesses, behavior and low level of belief on Allah, then remind man's weak power is there and you can be indulged with the enemies. So Allah is with you if you only believe on him with trust. In ayah number 27 to 29, weak-natured Muslims who have low level of confidence of Allah address that if you take an oath with Allah and Prophet about faithfulness, then do not go to deceive them. You should have feeling of love for Allah and his Prophet. If your love for your wealth and children should not be increased, then the love of Allah and Prophet will increase more. So in doing your duty. Please do not indulge in worldly pleasures. Remain Remind that you have to go to the death and you have to face that. That's why you should live in the world with the orders of Allah. In ayat number 30 to 37, Allah addressed the prophet that in ayah that despite the conspiracies of Quraysh, he overcomes on his enemies. Then Allah said that Allah is with the Prophet. In ayah number 38 to 40, Quraysh warned, stop their conspiracies. It is better for their future. If their behavior is good, then Allah will accept it and their earlier mistakes will be pardoned by Allah. But if they are doing the same things wrong, then Allah will not pardon them. In ayat number 41 to 44, about this distribution of Malik Ni'mat is discussed. Muslims are warned to accept it wholeheartedly with the distribution system Allah and Prophet given, because it is better for them. Remind this thing that in the battlefield you were not the winner, only your victory possible because Allah helped you in the battlefield of Badr. In ayah number 45 to 46, Muslims are advised that in the next time consider Allah only as helper, as He helped them in the battle of Badr. They have to face many battles, and their non-believeness will indulge them in something wrong. They should have true belief on their Allah and His powers. In ayat number 47 to 49, non-believers in these ayah are addressed that in the battlefield they were aware that Allah is having unseen powers with the Muslims, so they were having fear. In ayah number 50 to 54, Quraysh are addressed to inform that they were whatever they have the power in the battlefield is the result of their deeds, and if they have to do good, then they will have more power. But it depends on their deeds, what kind of cleverness they will show. Allah is seeing them and He has the same reward for them. In ayah number 55 to 62, Prophet advised that those Muslims who break their promises with them, who break their prophets, who break their promises with the Prophet, do not take any sympathy for them, and those Muslims who showed their oath on Prophet but in their hearts they are not with the Prophet, do not take sympathy for them. They are not liable for the sympathy of Prophet. In ayah number 63 to 65, Prophet is consoled that do not lose heart. Allah is with him. In ayah number 67 to 69, non-believers taught on the behalf of working with the Muslims that if they take revenge from the Muslims on being Muslims, it is not good for them. Muslims are on the right path. So in ayah number 71 to 75, Mujahideen and Ansars are taught that they should have brotherhood between them, and those Muslims who migrated to the Darul Hijrat. Darul Hijrat is not responsible for their food and facilities. So this is all about Surah Al Anfaal, that is consisted some part in para number 9 and some part in para number 10.